welcome to GearHeads. So we have the engine out of the bug, obviously. It is empty in here and it's actually sitting on the floor right now, right in front of us. And we got that out just a couple days ago, but we need to drag the new engine over here on the floor next to it, start swapping parts over from this one to that one. What we're gonna need, one thing's gonna be the clutch. I don't know, we're gonna have to take a look at stuff as we move it over and see what's better. The truth is, it would be nice if we just threw all new stuff on it, like threw new spark plug wires, spark plugs, etc. But the owner of the car didn't really want to. He was kind of hoping to reuse the stuff from this motor, but I don't think that's a good idea because this motor got obviously severely overheated and seized up. Even if, you know, it had to have been lack of oil. And these things aren't water cooled either, so that thing had to get real hot. And the spark plugs are probably trashed or potentially trashed. I don't want to throw them in the other engine.
We could take them out and look at them.
Yeah, but we might not be able to see what damage they incurred. But what we can do is just toss that other engine in here as is, and it's probably going to be a lot better than this one was.
Yeah.
And these things are so easy to work on. If we want to throw some new spark plugs and wires in it a little bit later, that's not an issue. We can go ahead and do that. I will take a look at the clutch real fast on this one. I think it's okay, at least looking at it with a flashlight. Let's get started. Woo.
All right, so we're gonna start with something interesting. I wanted to show you, I was gonna come down here and wipe this off just to get some of this grossness out. And we can come in here and we can look at these pieces of what probably was something at some point.
Something important, or something that was made of metal.
So then we looked and saw those were definitely rattling around, and we can see all these score marks.
Yeah, I noticed this on the, on the pressure plate.
Everywhere here. So I don't know what these are from, but hopefully it's not too big of a deal.
Shiny spots on the camera.
This is trash, dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about being trash.
Trashed.
Trashed, yes. No, it should still work fine. But it's definitely had something.
Hopefully we can do some more investigating when we take this off and just pray that nothing's broken.
Nothing that we need.
Nothing important.
Ooh, what'd you get? Show me your goodies.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? What is that?
I don't know. Definitely used to be something.
Yeah?
I don't know, but hopefully whatever it is okay.
We'll see.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the exhaust system here, and there's only 8 bolts that holds it onto the engine, and they're all gonna be 13mm nuts. So there's gonna be 2 per pipe, 1 up top, 1 underneath, and you got 4 on the back, and then on the front here,
2 over there, 2 over here.
Oh, this one's a little grimy. So you got 1 up here, 1 down here, and then same thing on the driver's side.
Yes, and there's also these 2 pipes that come out of the intake, it looks like. All right, so while Matthew's taking the exhaust stuff off, I'm gonna go ahead and take the pressure plate and the clutch out of here, and we're gonna probably end up swapping it directly over to the other engine and not moving the flywheel, because I don't know if these flywheels are balanced to the engine. I see this one's got a couple holes in it because it was probably cut there to balance it. That one does not have them, so I don't want to mix any of that up. I do believe that the flywheels are exactly the same though, so we should be good there. We just need to clean up the one on the newer motor before we swap it. So anyways, I need to go ahead and just break these bolts loose on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the pressure plate out first, and also just like in the transmission, there's a lot of pitting in there from some metal bouncing around, and we found those pieces. This is all pitted up. I don't know where it came from, and I'm at least looking in the transmission, we couldn't find anything. So I'm hoping when I pull this off, maybe we'll find something. We'll see. But I'm gonna bust all these loose and yank this off and see what happens. And these are 13mm bolts. So I don't think it was anything on this pressure plate that broke off. Honestly, at least everything in here looks good. All these arms,
Just dropping the wrench.
All these arms look good on it. And it looks clean on the inside. The outside's all pitted up. Let's see here. Okay. Got a clutch in here. Vallejo. This clutch looks like it was probably pretty recently replaced. It's got a lot of life left in it, so at least that's a good thing. We can reuse that. And this isn't really telling me anything right here. I don't know. I kind of want to see behind the crankshaft and see what's going on there. So maybe I'll grab a wrench and pull this one off. I'm not going to pull the one off on the other motor. We're not going to touch it because we're just going to leave it as it is. We're going to put that new clutch in there, but I would like to at least take this one off and see if maybe that metal came from the other side of there. Okay, so I do not have, sadly, any wrenches big enough, so I'm going to try and cheat here and use a chisel with my sledge and see if going right at the edge of the nut I can bust it loose. I've used this trick on some fan clutches before before I used to have an air hammer tool at work, but let's see if I can do anything with this. Oh, I think it's moving. Okay, so after fighting with this for a while, I decided to go online and look, and apparently these are known for being a giant pain to get off. It's a 36 millimeter, and I don't have one here, and neither does Matthew. So I was trying to use the chisel trick, and on this thing, I just don't think it's gonna work, sadly. I don't know, maybe if I can just try and look around, but I can't see anything in there. I just really wanted to know where that metal came from, and I'm willing to bet that it's hidden behind this. So maybe I can bring the 36 millimeter tomorrow or something, and then we can put it on there just to find out, or something, or in the future, so we can find out. Otherwise, Matt got all those exhaust bolts out, except for I think he's fighting one more over there on the other side, so let's go take a look at that. Okay, so he was able to get all the other ones off, except for this bottom right one down here, which is of course one of the harder ones to get to. And I guess it's just so rusty and crusty that when he tried to put 13 millimeter box end on there, not the open end, the closed end, it just ended up stripping off or tearing at it or whatever.
It's round.
Yeah, it's all round now. So what we ended up doing was he got a 12 millimeter out to try with the open end, and that wasn't going to work. All it's going to do if you try and do that is stretch the open end of the wrench around it and round it off even worse. But what we were able to do is get the 12 point of the 12 here, and you just used a hammer and chisel and forced it on all the way. And now maybe we can try it. Hopefully. I don't know, here, just put this on here for some extra leverage. Whew. I don't know, dude. Let's see, can we get it open? Oh yeah.
Nice.
You ready?
Ready?
Go for it, dude. I hope it works. I think it's working.
Now what do we do?
Fish that off, and hopefully it's loose enough now to get off with another tool. We might have to hammer it back on, but... Alright.
Nice.
Okay. Is it turned into a 12 point yet? No? Alright, hammer it again. We got another quarter turn out of it. Dude, how ridiculous is this nonsense? We have to hammer it on for every single turn we get. Let's see if that'll break it. Just a little. Oh!
Headwind.
I'm gonna have to hold it at an angle, but it's out. Hit it again. Okay. There we go, dude. We got it.
Turning it into a 12.
Is now a 12 millimeter. It looks like actually there's a clamp right here. Also, there's not one like that on the back that I can at least easily see, but there's a clamp right here and a clamp right here. So we're probably gonna pull that whole piece off separately and then pull these, or this is all one piece, this and this. Pull this off of that, and same thing on the other side maybe. I don't know, bear with us. We're learning as we figure this out. Got it? All right, yep.
Oh, wait, don't drop it. All right, so I went ahead and got the exhaust completely detached from the engine here. There was 6 of these little flathead screws that were a little difficult just because it would have been better if I could get a socket around them, but they're round. So, 6 of those holding them on, and now they're completely detached, so I should be able to just rock this.
There you go.
And they're connected to these little skid plates.
Yeah, that black thing, that was the plate that had all the flatheads in it, right?
Yeah, this one, there's 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 on each.
Oh, okay.
So 2 that connect to the bottom.
Oh, that's no big deal.
Hold it up.
Cool, well that's off.
But now that one looks like that one, so.
Yes. Now, the next thing to think about is what are we going to keep and what are we going to swap from the other side of the motor. Okay, so just taking a look at some things on the engines here, comparing things, finding out what parts we're gonna need to replace. I think so far we're definitely gonna do a belt, no big deal. We're gonna need all new exhaust gaskets because all the old ones are super rusty and nasty. And I think we're gonna try, whoever ran this one had deleted the heater stuff off of it, so I think we're gonna try and get that figured out. I need to do a little bit of research though because there was 2 pipes coming off of under the intake going to the exhaust on here. I don't know for sure. I think it comes from the main exhaust going to the intake. So I don't know if that's some kind of early emissions thing, like a form of EGR or something, because I don't think it goes into the carburetor before. I know on some engines it would run before the carburetor just to keep it warmed up so you don't form ice inside of it, especially on cold days. But this seems to go into the intake after. I don't know though, unless internally it runs up there. I really don't know. So I need to do some research, figure out what those 2 pipes do. Matt was pulling the distributor out, so I think we're gonna try and swap the distributor over from his old engine to the new one because it's a better design and it'll actually advance by itself according to engine vacuum. Because it seems like this engine was run low on oil, I want to check and see if this was chewed up or not, which it does not seem to be. I think we can probably just swap this one over. Yeah, so that's good news. We can take that ignition coil too. What else? I had exhaust gaskets on the list. I had that on the list. And if those pipes, like I said, were just for emission stuff, this car's a 1973. It doesn't matter. And even though we're in California, it still doesn't matter because it's before 1974. So we don't have to worry about it. What else did we say besides belts and that? Spark plugs, I guess? Yeah, that's right. We had spark plugs. All right, so here's the old spark plug. It's just a little bit fouled up and dirty from use. The gap's really small on it, but I haven't looked up exactly what the spec's supposed to be, so I don't know if that's right or not. We're gonna just throw new plugs in it since we've got the engine out and we're trying to keep things fresh. Looks like Matt's pulling the old wires out of the old one to get them out of the way. But yeah, so tonight, that's pretty much what we've been doing, just trying to figure that out. And then the next couple days, we'll try and get some parts in, swap the things over that we need, and then as soon as we get a chance to, we'll go ahead and throw the engine back in. So anyways, I think that's about it for tonight though. So we'll pick back up as soon as we get some more parts.